What Autodesk softwares have you worked on along these years, and how much of it has helped the creative aspect?
I personally only worked with one, which is Luster. The way it helped the creative aspect, it just made it for me. As I said to you, I rejected the digital gray at the beginning. And at the time we were only 2 colorists in my company. We were a pretty small company. And I became again a colorist at that time because I gave up for a few years because I had enough. So when it was time to make the move, we had all the different manufacturers who came to us and gave us demos of their fantastic tools. And every time my answer was, why is that so complicated? Why can't that be simple? Because at the end of the day, it is simple. Why needs to be that complicated? And one day, the luster guy came for the demo, lasted 15 minutes. I just told, just step aside, let me do it. Where is the red, the green, and blue in density? There. Yes, thanks. And that was it.
Okay.
That was it. It's so simple and so easily accessible for me that it was at the time the most expensive, but I've got a very good boss who understood that actually that was the best even at the time. And what I've learned over time is that you can work with different layers of complexity. I'm computer literate today, but don't ask me types of shell in Linux. I don't understand. I need my Windows, and then I can transfer the things. So computer is not my language. But I can still work, not to the full extent of what Luster can do, yet, because I'm still in the learning process, but I can extend my palette of knowledge through Luster, because you can do so much that it's not funny. But I'm still able to start with the most simple way and fastest way, and I think in a way the most efficient way to do these things. And then you need to get more complicated, sure, or more creative, sure, all the tools are there. So basically only work with Luster, but I don't regret 1 second.
So it does broaden your creative aspect to a limit?
Completely, because I'm still having the same reaction facing an image, and people I'm working with, they got used to me. They know that it's not because they talk and nothing happens that I'm asleep. I'm actually thinking. Because I look at an image and I think, okay, so they want that. So, okay, something wrong in that image. That thing there too much present. Okay, so to do that, I need to do that, okay. And I'll do it. And I can see it real time in front of me and see if it works or not. If it works, done. But that still allows me to think before acting, which is how I've been trained.
Owing to your extensive experience, how do you overcome the ever-increasing creative requirement, which always keeps challenging the technical possibilities?
I would say talking, trying to explain that sometimes things are not necessary, trying to explain people that simple can be quite beautiful. I'm not against when challenging things and sort of I don't know how I'm going to do that, but they're right, it's needed, we need to do something, so let's just do it. I think it's very challenging, and you're growing up through things like that, but I think that people tend to believe that because it's digital, it's magical. It is actually not, and magics happen, but takes time, and sometimes a very simple image really give that emotion. When things are too much tweaked, it can be counterproductive. So I'm trying to use my experience to explain people that let me show you another way. And forget about what you just told me and react like you would react naturally. Just let it go. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So basically, as long as it helps you to tell the story better.
It does. It does. I mean, I'm not necessarily a pro-digital person, but I have to say that there is certain aspect in the digital world and digital manipulation of images which can be extremely interesting. I mean, I'm not a commercial colorist, but I do see commercial where I have to say I'm quite amazed with what other colorists did, because I'm not thinking about how complicated it could have been, but I'm just thinking how beautiful it is and how it speaks to me. So, and I know that they might have spent days and days and days on 30 seconds, when if I go for it, I can create a feature in 1 week. So the balance is not exactly the same, and I'm sure that they had very picky director about 1 pixel in that top left corner over there, but it can also be very successful.
Your message to the CGTantra community, which consists of various artists and various potential artists as well.
Open your eyes and see what nature has to give you, and moments in your everyday's life that you can just glimpse with your eyes. Sometimes you think that what you could see on screens is not real. Actually, one day it was in front of your eyes. Maybe you didn't open them this day. And I'm still so amazed on what just a natural light can give you. It's never twice the same.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us, Oliver.
My pleasure.